Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. Today is the third time I'm literally going to try and film this chit chat get ready with me. Audio was awful, I wasn't happy with the lighting, I just haven't been happy with it. But anyway, I'm going to try not to ramble on too much about the products, but I did just want to give a really quick shout out to the Al Din brand. They just sent me their moisturiser, and it's like a British, really high quality skincare brand. They have made sure that their products are halal and basically like they don't have any alcohol in them or any animal ingredients or any harsh ingredients. And did you just see that? That's so cool. This is the first time I'm trying it. Got a really nice sort of gel consistency. I'm going to put 2 pumps on the back of my hand, sunk into my skin really easily. And actually 2 pumps was too much. I still have quite a lot left. Got my first like constructive criticism about my videos the other day, and it was like, your content is good but your audio is awful. So I was like, okay. I was gonna prime with the Laura Mercier foundation primer, but actually like this moisturiser literally feels so similar to this and my skin does not feel the need to put a primer on. Today's video is going to be focused on my sort of first term as an NQT, and when I filmed these before it wasn't a holiday, so I was like out of school mode, and now I've been back to work. I have to say I'm glad I'm filming it again now, because it wasn't that I was like negative before, but I had almost forgotten like the reason why I decided to do this job when I was filming it before. And since I've been back, like alhamdulillah, like I felt so content. My first half term, it was really smooth sailing, and I won't go into it in too much detail because my first get ready with me on my channel was talking about the first half term. So if you want to know more about that, definitely go and check that video out. I think my second half term brought a lot more challenges, which I guess I should have expected, because you know, your first term of being an NQT is obviously going to be challenging in some ways or the other. You know who I look like? I look like Moonface from the Faraway Tree Stories. He faces so well. The most challenging part of my first half term was definitely getting to grips with the workload, and that's one of my goals. If you've read my goals post already, you'll know that I really want to find a way this year, inshallah, to work smarter, because I know that I can work hard. Like I know how to work hard, and I know that being a teacher is a hard job. You have to work hard, but there must also be a way to work in a smarter way to make sure you get everything done. I definitely found marking to be more challenging than I expected in my second half term, and I think I almost forgot like the enormity of it, especially when you're in year 6 and there's like so much writing to mark. That I definitely find challenging. Alhamdulillah, something that I've not found challenging though is behaviour. I feel like because I set my expectations down in September and in my first half term, they then came back to school in the second half term with a really clear understanding of what I expect and all the rules, and they do really respect that, which I'm so grateful about. I always ended up taking work home, especially like when the writing deadlines or the assessment was coming up. I just felt like, oh my goodness, it's so hard to sort of cope with it all, and I was carrying so many books home, and literally at one point I really badly hurt my back because of the way I was carrying them, and just the sheer weight of it all as well was just intense. So what I did right at the end of the term was I invested in a trolley. So I look like a grandma these days, especially on a Monday and a Friday when I'm taking it in and out to bring books home from the weekend. I don't even care, because the trolley has literally saved me so much. It's a proper granny trolley, but it has like fidget spinner wheels, so it means that it can climb stairs, which is so cool. And because my classroom is on the 2nd story of the building, there's quite a lot of stairs, which is really good because it means that I'm actually active during the day, and I do like go up and down the stairs a good 5 or 6 times at least. Something that has really surprised me in my first term is I think how much easier it is than being a student. I've spoken to a few students actually, we've got a few new ones in our school now, and just in general, like PGCE year is just so difficult, and they up your workload by so much. The amount of evidence you have to collect, the amount of professional objectives you have to meet, it was just constant, on top of like learning so much as well by being in the classroom. And I was talking to like my fellow NQTs, and we were just saying like how different this year is compared to the PGCE year. So if you're a PGCE student at the moment and you're thinking like, I really don't know if I can cope with this, just hang in there, because if you went into teaching because you love working with children or you want to make a difference, like this year is designed, I think, to almost try and break you, which sounds crazy, but I really do think that that's the case. And then once you get past the year, like literally it becomes so much easier. Alhamdulillah always, because you know, that is such a big blessing. And it's such a big blessing that I have the class that I have, because they are the reason why I go into school every day and I smile throughout the day, you know, like they are just brilliant, they're superstars. And it was just really nice to be back actually. Also like being in year 6, like the pressure now is building and we're getting so close to SATs. I also feel like in the first term and even the last couple of days, I've learned so much about myself, and I feel like I've changed so much for the better, alhamdulillah, and it's because of this job. And it's really unexpected things as well. Like one of the things I've learned is I don't care as much about how I look, and that might sound a little bit hypocritical saying, yeah, talking to you guys a bit makeup on, but I mean, makeup's always been a hobby of mine, and it's always been something that I've just enjoyed doing as a way to express myself and to get better at, and I see it as an art form. But there was a time definitely where I felt quite insecure without it, and I never really wanted to admit that. I always just say, no, like I don't need makeup, I've never needed makeup. But like even in the last couple of days, I've literally not been wearing foundation. I can't complain about my skin at all, alhamdulillah. I've been blessed with that really good genetics, to be honest with you guys. Like a lot of you guys are asking for like skincare routines, and I definitely will be doing one soon. But that my skin is good because my mum's skin is really good, mashallah, and her side of the family skin is really good, and I've just had those genetics passed down to me. It's not necessarily that I work really hard to keep my skin good, although at the same time I know that when I cut down on like sweets and junk and stuff, like my skin just does look better. My biggest problem was always my dark circles, so I do always tend to wear concealer, but I've just found that like I don't care as much about how I look. One is because I really do value my sleep and I want to rest as much as I can, but another reason is because like I don't want to go into school every day and be a role model for all these children, and especially the girls, and show them that, you know, every day I've got like immaculate makeup on, and you know, my lipstick is on and it's not smudged. Like sometimes you need to show them that it's normal and human to not make such an effort. And like I said in my last video, I like to put makeup on in the morning to make myself feel ready for the day, and it just makes me feel bright and it makes me feel like I have some me time as well. But at the same time, I've definitely learned, and I am still learning, like when to prioritise that and when to just step back and be like, you know what, if I look a bit rough today, it's fine. And at the end of the day, like it's teaching the children a lesson without even really saying anything, that, you know, this doesn't always look 100%, and that's okay, because there's more to life than your looks. And that's just like a small example of like something that has changed my mindset since I've become a teacher, because I guess when you have responsibility for teaching these children, it almost becomes like a responsibility that like sort of takes over your life a little bit, and maybe I'm overthinking it, I don't know. Since I've become their teacher, and since, you know, I am a big role model in their lives, I definitely feel like I have that responsibility, and I feel much happier in myself as well, which is really, really nice. Because I'm in a 4th form entry school, it means that everything is divided, and I have a really small class size. So the plus side of that is that it's a lot easier in a sense, even though I'm in year 6 and the pressure is on. It is a lot easier because when you have less children, you have more time for each of them, you have less marking to do, you know, you can focus more on the children that you have, and it's great. The downside to that though is that I feel like because of that, the amount of pressure that I have now to do well and to make sure that these children succeed is just so huge, because so much has been done for me to help me, that it's like if I can't succeed and do well and help these children, then I really don't deserve to be a teacher. And I don't know, I try not to think about it too much because it gets a little bit overwhelming, I guess. My favourite thing about being an NQT is definitely having the creative control to implement what you want to within your class, and especially when you have like a really good idea or something that you think is a really good idea, you have like a brainwave moment, and then you implement it and it goes really well and the class respond really well to it. It literally just makes you feel so good. You're like, yes, that did work out really well, and I'm so glad I went for it. A little bit of me is scared, so I just don't think I'm going to ever have a class this good. And I just, honestly, I'm a bit like, oh, I don't want this to end, and it's actually insane how fast the time is going by. Honestly, it's just, you just blink and then there's like a fortnight has gone, and then you blink again, it's like the start of another month, and you know, it's just, time is flying, and it's really, really hard to sort of keep track of everything. I'm actually going to use one of the new Colourpop like liquid shadows, which I've not properly unboxed yet because I wanted to do a haul, but I'm just going to use that in this video. Just come in a little bit closer and hopefully I'm in focus. This one is in the shade Walk of Fame. It's definitely nowhere near as glittery as the Stila Magnificent Metals liquid eyeshadows, but that is really pretty. It's not quite as opaque as I thought it'd be actually. Maybe I should have put a base down of the same colour. I'm just experimenting, you guys. That's one of my unwritten 2018 goals, is just to try and like be a bit more creative. Like, I have all the products and tools I need to be creative. It's just about stepping out of my comfort zone a bit and just going for it. I really don't know what I've said and what I haven't said about teaching, because like I said, I filmed this video 3 times, so I don't know if I said everything I wanted to say, but basically it was challenging in a couple of ways, but it was better than I had expected it to go. Alhamdulillah, my first term, and that was like the longest term, so I'm like a third of the way down. I got really poorly in the last week, which was horrible. I had the flu, and I've never ever had the flu before, but it's just horrible. It's just where basically you can't move and you're stuck in bed, you have no energy, you have no appetite. I lost a bit of weight, so that was like the only good thing to come out of it. But yeah, apart from that, alhamdulillah, like it was pretty smooth sailing first term, and basically just a massive learning curve. I think that's the nice thing about this career, is you're just continuously learning. You're learning about yourself, learning about the children, and that's how I'm seeing it at the moment. I'm just seeing it as like every day is an opportunity to learn, and I'm doing the best I can do, and not to compare myself too much to other teachers, especially those who've been literally in this profession for longer than I have been alive. Because there are some people in my school who have been teaching for more than 2 decades, and they are just amazing. It's just really easy to start comparing yourself and almost putting yourself down. I definitely have. You have to just realise that it's a really hard job. Your life just revolves around it. It just takes over your life. And it's not something that I could do continuously for 5 years straight. That's something that I definitely know without a doubt. So that statistic of like teachers who don't last the whole first 5 years of their career, I'm going to be part of that statistic, because I'm not going to be teaching full time for 5 years straight. It's just not going to travel. This is time when you can explore. And then for me personally, like 30s are for like when you start a family, and you know, I mean, Allah knows best. Whatever Allah has written for me, you know, I'm happy for that to happen, inshallah. Obviously, I just want my 20s to be a decade or 7 and a couple of months left, where I don't regret things and where I live my life to a point where I can then, inshallah, in the future say to my children that, you know, I did this and I did that, and yes, I studied, yes, I worked hard, yes, I went to university, yes, I did my absolute best, but I also lived my life. As much as I'm loving teaching, I can't teach full time and also be travelling. Like for me, I just couldn't do it. And I'm gonna put some lashes from AliExpress, and I will leave them below, and this particular style is D20. What I like about them is that they are still that sort of wispy mink style, but they're not too dramatic. Okay, lashes are on, and I am obsessed with these. They are so lightweight and comfortable to wear. Like, honestly, I can barely feel them at all because they're not heavy, but they still look like that beautiful mink fluttery style. To be honest, most lashes do look too much for me. And my eyes are not small, but they're also not the biggest. I don't have the most lid space, so sometimes lashes can like drown my eyes, but I really love these. I'm just going to apply a beautiful gloss on top. Okay guys, that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed getting ready with me and hearing a bit about my first full term being a teacher. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!